a series of 5 concerts in a boxcar, and we're calling it our Boxcar Concert Series for 2025. Before I introduce this wonderful band, I have to give credit to our 1st District Legislator, Catherine Stark, because she saw fit that we did such a nice job last year with some shows that were supported by Suffolk County. She increased our grant this year so that we could expand this from 2 shows to 5 shows. So thank you to Suffolk County Department of Economics and Planning, and to Catherine Stark, who thought well enough of the museum that we can bring these shows to you. A word, what will happen, you may have people come in, stay for a couple of songs and move out. Yep. They come and go because they're coming to see the museum as well. Everyone, there's no fire exits, but the bathrooms are inside the door straight ahead if anybody needs them. And we look forward to a wonderful program this afternoon. Max Rowland and Larry, I've known them for a number of years.
Long time.
Yes, a long time.
Long time.
And we had Max here as a solo a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was very nice.
And I said, "Oh man, that music is so good. We gotta get him back." And Fideler's Green, the entire ensemble, they're on YouTube. And I heard them, and I'm like, I said, "Max, we're gonna get the whole band here sometime." So this is first in what I hope to be a repeat performance down the road. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Fideler's Green.
Thank you, Don. Well, it's nice to know that we're an economic asset.
It's nice to know we're on YouTube as well. There's an old black train a-comin', it's straight along the iron. You don't need no ticket, son, it'll take you when it's time. Oh, come on now, young stranger, weren't you someone's son? How'd you find this depot, 'cause it ain't where you belong. Stones worn by the years, a train will stop a minute, but don't let it leave you here. The coachman is my brother, the engineer's my friend. They'll get you more acquainted by the time you reach the end. That was an early 20th century rewrite of a late 19th century hymn.
Oh, I see we have automatic page turning today, so.
Yeah, not necessarily when you want it.
Yeah, well, that was timed well, but for the next one.
I offered you my clothespins.
Do you have a clothespin?
I have many clothespins.
Oh, did you bring your clothespins?
I
didn't know it was laundry day, but that's very handy. Thank you. Yeah, I thought we had so little breeze, this wouldn't be necessary, but you never know. Good to be prepared. Thank you. And so, I'm gonna do a song that I first heard back in 1960 something. The song's older than that, but that shows you how old I am. I was in high school. And who remembers Joan Baez when she was first out there singing? I fell totally in love. She was just amazing. And I took 4 years of mechanical drawing. How does that apply? Well, the teacher of that class was playing Joan Baez records every day in class. It's like, that didn't bother me, but this was one of the songs that she did, a traditional railroad song, called Engine 143, or the FFV. See it in the film. Close enough, I guess. So the FFV was a famous train, originally ran between, it was created from a whole bunch of short lines in Virginia, but the C&O line, the Chesapeake and Ohio, ran from Washington, D.C. out to Cincinnati, and later it was expanded after that. And that line existed from somewhere in the mid-1800s through 1968. The FFV stood for the Fast Flying Virginia. It's a passenger train that was famous, and this song is about that. Came the FFV, swiftest on the line, running over the Cena Road, just 20 minutes behind, running into Sunnville, headquarters on the line, receiving very strict orders from the station just behind. Georgie's mother came to him with a bucket on her arm. She said, "My darling son, be careful how you run. Many a man has lost his life in trying to make lost time. If you run your engine right, you'll get there just on time." I know your advice is good. Later I'll take heed. I think my engine is alright. I'm sure that she can speed. Over this road I need to go at the rate of a cannonball. When I blow for the stockyard gate, I know they'll hear my call. She darted against the rocks, she crashed. Upside down the engine turned, and Georgie's breast was smashed. His head was against the firebox door. The flames were rolling high. Said, "I'm glad I was born for an engineer on the C&O road." life may yet be saved. If it is God's blessed will. Oh no, said George, that will not do. I want to die so free. I want to die for the engine I love. 143. Well, the doctor said to Georgie, your life cannot be saved. Murdered upon the railroad and laid in a lonesome grave. His face was covered up with blood, his eyes you could not see. And the very last words poor Georgie said was, nearer, my God, to thee. I think that's our only disaster song.
I know.
But railroads were very, very unsafe back in the 1800s. Largely because they didn't really have the time thing figured out that well. It was before time zones. And something got late, management would push to engineers to make up time, and often accidents would happen.
I didn't take a horse.
Well, this is more of a, well, it's a song about trains. It's not really an old train song. This was written by a friend of ours named Bob Westcott. He lives in Mount Sinai. He plays around a bit. He's a wonderful, absolutely wonderful finger-picking guitar player.
And songwriter.
And writes wonderful songs as well. And so this is one of his. It's called There Ain't Enough Songs About Trains. Well, it took me a ride on a westbound line. I was heading out of Buffalo, and we rode all night till the morning light, pulling into Ohio. All the switches worked down, the tracks were clear. Let's have a hand for the engineer, 'cause he's the one who brought me here. There ain't enough songs about trains. HO set out of my back porch. I was Casey Jones by the age of 4. I dreamed at night of the iron horse and working on a railroad. Now your pop stars travel in their black limousines. Everybody tries the interstate, it seems. Swear it's all the devil's scheme, 'cause there ain't enough songs about trains. So all on board that train, all on board that train. Well, before I die, I thought I'd like to try hopping freights to California. I haven't yet, but you you can bet someday soon I'm gonna. 'Cause if I put it off even one more year, the railroads all might disappear. Then no one will ever care if they ever hear a song about trains. No, there ain't enough songs about trains. So all on board that train, all on board that train.
Great song. Bob's good. And you should probably have Bob here one day.
I was very
I
happy.
think that's his only train song, but.
I was very glad that Maria wanted to do that song because nobody's gonna hear it unless they have Bob. No one else is doing it.
Well, actually, it was recorded at a house concert they did a while ago. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
So there's that.
All right, so the song we have next is actually an English railroad building song that goes back to the mid 1840s, 1850s, thereabouts. It's called Billycock Hat, and a billycock hat is something very similar to what we were calling a bowler here in the United States.
It's kind of like
The brim was a little bit longer than your standard bowler here.
Well,
but,
I got this from the Bethpage Hatter. He did call it a billy. I guess there's some variation.
Yeah. So it was the billycock hat in England. It was the bowler here, and apparently in Australia they called it a wide awake. I'm not sure why they called it a wide awake, but same hat, bunch of different names. This is one of the songs that has considerable crossover. Which started as a railroad song and then also started being used as a work song aboard ships and on docks, which many railroad songs did, and so did sea songs, vice versa. So.
Oh, in fact, you mentioned navvy before, right?
Yes.
And so navvy was a term in England or the British Isles for somebody who worked on canals and railroads, and apparently came from, they started building canals. And so that was considered inland navigation, right?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, is that where that comes from?
Yep.
I am a young man and in my prime, and I work as hard as any man can. I digging, a picking at the railway line as a rough and tumble navvy man. In my billycock hat, my silken waistcoat, corduroy trousers tied at the knees, with a shovel, a pick, and a one-wheel barrow, and a drum full of gin when I takes my ease. Living in a shanty, feeding fleas, shoveling muck all through the day, for rotten meat and maggoty peas, and the Tommy shop takes near all me pay. In my billycock hat, my silken waistcoat, corduroy trousers tied at the knees, with a shovel, a pick, and a one-wheel barrow, and a jug full of gin when I takes my ease. Well, I knocks off Sunday, goes on the randy, roll on down to the nearest town. If I should see a peeler with his truncheon handy, I'll up with me fists and bowls him down. With my billycock hat, my silken waistcoat, corduroy trousers tied at the knees, with a shovel, a pick, and a one-wheel barrow, and a jug full of gin when I takes my ease. Blasting tunnels where the line runs deep, digging out bodies where the roof has fell. It's many an abbey takes a long, long sleep, the reward for his labor, a funeral bell. With my billycock hat, my silken waistcoat, corduroy trousers tied at the knees, with a shovel, a pick, and a one-wheel barrow, and a a jug full of gin when I takes my ease. When the contract's finished and the navvies have gone, new trains will roll on the track we laid, and folks will marvel at the job well done by the men what toils in the navvying trade. In my billy cock hat, my silken waistcoat, corduroy trousers tied at the knees, with a shovel of bait and a one-wheel-barrow and a jug full of gin when I takes my ease. In a billy cock hat, my silken waistcoat, corduroy trousers tied at the knees, with a shovel of bait and a one-wheel-barrow and a jug full of gin when I takes my ease.
Thank you. Well, Max does have an amazingly powerful voice. I never did, and that's why microphones are a great invention. And after my recent stint with hospitalization, the voice hasn't quite come back. But I'm hearing good sound out there, so I'm happy about that. I'm going to do one here that I've done for a long time, and I don't really know where I got it from. If anybody out there knows the source, you can let me know. But
This is our tribute to robber barons.
yeah, I think we might have a few, but this is definitely one.
Okay.
Keep that away from me. So it's called Jay Gould's Daughter. Out early one morning it began to rain. Round the corner come passenger train. On the bumper was a hobo John. He's a good old rounder, but he's dead and gone. He's dead and gone. He's dead and gone. He's a good old rounder, but he's dead and gone. Now Charlie Sider was a good engineer. Told him to fire, not to fear. Said all he wanted was a water and a coast. He went out the window to see the drivers roll. See the drivers roll. See the drivers roll. Head out the window, see the drivers roll. Jay Gould's daughter said, before I die, one more road I'd like to ride. Said, tell me, daughter, what can that be? The Ashes of Topeka and Santa Fe and Santa Fe and Santa Fe. Said, the Ashes of Topeka and Santa Fe. And Jay Gould's daughter said, before I die, there's one more drink I'd like to try. Tell me, daughter, what can it be? A glass of water or a cup of tea? Or a cup of tea. Or a cup of tea. Glass of water and a cup of tea. So early one morning it began to rain. Round the corner come a passenger train, and on the bumper was a hobo John. He's a good old rounder, but he's dead and gone. He's dead and gone. He's dead and gone. Good old rounder, but he's dead and gone. He's dead and gone. He's dead and gone. He's a good old rounder, but he's dead and gone. I can't remember where I got it from, but it's a fun one.
Would it never be a good time to shoot it up?
Well, let's see how. I think maybe not yet.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So we'll turn it over to Maria for Train on the Island, a version that I was not familiar with.
I think this is another mythical train because it's called Train on the Island. And how many islands are actually big enough to have a train on them?
Well, we've got one.
Well, we're the biggest island in
We've got a bunch.
the contiguous 48, or whatever we are. And this song is pretty specifically from a very small area in northern North Carolina and southern Virginia, from Galax, Virginia down to Mount Airy, North Carolina. Okay. Tea breaks.
Train on island, listen to her squeal. Go and tell my true love how happy I do feel. Go and tell my true love how happy I do feel. Train on the island, heading for the west. Go and tell my true love, the girl I love the best. Go and tell my true love, the girl I love the best. Steam from the whistle, smoke from the sky. Gonna catch that 518, I'm never coming back. Gonna catch that 518, I'm never coming back. Train on the island, but I've heard her squeal. Go and tell my true love I can't hold the wheel. Go and tell my true love that I can't hold the wheel. Train on the island, moving mighty low. Go and tell my true love it's far as I can go. Go and tell my true love it's far as I can go. Train on the island, heading for the north. Go and tell my true love she don't know what she's worth. Go and tell my true love she don't know what she's worth.
So we're turning it back over to Max. And in case anybody's curious about what I'm playing over here, if you think it's a mandolin, you're kind of correct. It's a kind of big one. It's in the mandolin family. I like to call it a citern because instruments exactly like this have been called that for many, many centuries. But nowadays, this is called an Irish bouzouki. If you know the Greek bouzouki, this is not it. But I think what happened was back in the 1970s or so, some young folks started bringing Greek bouzouki's into the Irish trad bands, and then it sort of morphed into this. Anyway, I used to play guitar most of my life. Can't do that anymore due to some hand trouble, but it works with this, and it's a great sound for all this.
All right, this song is called "Jerry Go and Oil the Car." It's an 1880s song. It was allegedly written by a fellow named Riley the Bum, who was a you can't make this stuff up. He was a famous songwriting, train hopping hobo kind of guy in the 1880s. Made quite a name for himself that way. And this is my favorite of his. Engine men go out and chop me wood, and fetch me water from the well, and put me kindling fire. And any man that couldn't lend a hand was Larry gave him his time. And every Sunday morning unto the gang he'd say, "Me boys, prepare yous, be aware the old lady goes to church today." Now I want every man to pump the best he can, for the distance it is far. We have to get in ahead of number 10 and Jerry going on the car. The handcar on the track and over the section go, with his beaks overcoat buttoned up to his throat, all weather he would tell. It's Paddy Mac, you walk the track, and Jerry go and oil the car. To give my respects to the roadmaster, poor Larry he did cry, and the ladies up so I may see the old handcar before I die, and lay the spike ball on my chest, the gauge and the old claw pond. And while the boys are filling in the grave, it's Jerry going oil the car.
And in case anybody's curious about these, Max and I both have concertinas of different versions. We can probably tell you more about that after we get done. This one happens to be called an English concertina, that's called an Anglo one. They work differently, and we'll deal with that later. I'd like to do a song that goes back to like the great folk scare of the 1950s, if anybody remembers that. I think a lot of people sang the song called 500 Miles. It was written by a woman named Hetty West originally, and it got whittled down to a couple of verses, and I was kind of like, who used to do that? And so went to my favorite source, YouTube, and there was Joan Baez singing that song. It's like, oh, that's right. But she only does like 2 verses, so this has more of Hetty West's original verses in it. And anybody who wants to can sing along on the refrain at the end. You basically repeat the last couple verses. So let's see, this guy goes. Oh, I keep getting this on your table. So it'll be nice to get some help with this. Oh, this is kind of banging on there. Try keeping it.
We're not used to being quite so close together.
Quite so tight.
Well,
That's okay.
see, we lost our chops not playing at bars.
But this is great playing at a boxcar. If you miss the train I'm on, then you'll know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. You can hear the whistle blowing 100 miles. This train I ride on is 100 runs me right. I'll be home by Friday night. Come down the line on number 9. On number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9. I'm coming down the line on number 9. My clothes are all torn, my shoes are all worn. I can't make a living this way. This away, this away, this away, this away. Can't make a living this away. I'm 3, Lord, I'm 4. I'm 500 miles from my home. 500 miles, 500 miles, 500 miles, 500 miles. I'm 500 miles from my home. So if you miss the train I'm on, then you'll know that I am gone. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. You can hear the whistle blow 100 miles. That was pretty one. Drill you terriers. We're skipping the French fry.
Have we introduced the band yet? This is Larry Moser. Mary Moser. I'm Maria Fairchild. This is Maxwell.
All right, we have a good rock drilling song. That's everyone's favorite, right? Drilling into rock. That's people like to do that, yeah. It's called Drill Ye Tarriers Drill. A tarrier was a 19th century term for someone who drilled into and blew up large quantities of rock, and that is how they would create tunnels and cut through mountains to lay track and the stuff you can do with a few tons of dynamite is wild. But it was a very, very difficult job, very dirty job, and an extremely dangerous job. Your chances of survival as a tarrier were not very good because the explosive technology then was not what it was today. You had you had dynamite sticks, you had fuses from the sticks. They ran to a box, and you had to manually detonate that. Nowadays they have they have everything set up. It can be remote control. You can go a few miles away and just but
Soon you'll
that was
have,
not the case.
AI and robots doing the whole thing, so.
Oh yeah, probably.
Now, tell me about this. The term tarriers, I always kind of figured that was just an insulting term the bosses used, because tarry means waiting around, like means you lazy bums.
No.
Not true.
Yeah, no. In the railroad building context, that was specifically a term for the guys who pull the rock.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, terriers.
Every morning at 7 o'clock, there's 20 tarriers drilling at the rock. The boss comes along and he says, keep still and come down harder on your cast iron drill. And drill, you tarriers, drill. Drill, you tarriers, drill. Let's work all day for the sugar in your tay. Down beside the railway. And drill, you tarriers, drill. And blast and fire. Our new foreman's Dan McCann. I'll tell you sure, he was a damn mean man. Last week a premature blast went off, and up in the air went Big Jim Goff. And drill, you tarriers, drill. Drill, you tarriers, drill. I'll work all day for the sugar in your tay. Down beside the railway. And drill, you tarriers, drill. And blast and fire. Next time payday comes around, Jim Golf was short $1 he found. What for, asked he, then this reply: you were docked for the time you were up in the sky. And drill, you tarriers, drill. Drill, you tarriers, drill. Let's work all day for the sugar in your tay. Down beside the railway. And drill, you tarriers, drill. And blast and fire, and drill, you tarriers, drill. Drill, you tarriers, drill. I'll work all day for the sugar in your tay. Down beside the railway. And drill, you tarriers, drill. And blast and fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. So, we normally have a, yes, okay. We normally,
Max is going to show off another.
we normally shoot in some
Another
fiddle
fancy
tunes,
old-time
and
instrument.
Max pointed out to me that many of these workers were Irish. And a lot of the stuff we do is Irish, a lot of the tunes we do is Irish, and this particular set.
And by default, any Irish tune is automatically relevant to the building of railroads. That is my excuse because I put together a little polka set of traditional Irish polkas, and I will take just about any excuse I can wistfully grasp at to play it.
Yes, Irish polkas, yes. And Max put this together himself.
So that applies to, I think, folks east of the Mississippi. We don't know any Chinese songs, so we can't do
Yeah, there were
the
a lot of
Western
Chinese and a
railroad
lot
builders.
of Irish. Okay.
So this instrument that I have here is another instrument with bellows. We have I think we have 3 up here today, including this one. This is not a concertina. This is called a melodeon, a single row melodeon to be exact. So it has a single row of 10 buttons to play your melody and a little bit of chords on the right hand side. On the left hand side, I get a whopping 2 bass buttons. That is it. This is
Simplicity is good.
Yes. This is pretty much the smallest form of, or the most limited form of a bellows instrument or accordion type instrument that you can find these days.
Somebody posted on Facebook that there was a picture of us that he was surprised to see more.
Oh, my
bellows.
friend Bill Merlin.
Oh, yes. So he was surprised to see more bellows instruments than any other.
Well, he clearly doesn't know us.
No, I tried to explain it to him.
But I don't know if you know what they call that in Portugal. They call it concertina.
Oh well, that's confusing.
Yeah.
That's gonna help everybody out remembering what all this stuff is called. Thanks, Larry. Anyway.
So what are these polkas called?
So the first polka is Cashman's polka, and the second is John Ryan's polka. Now, John Ryan's polka might sound familiar to some of you, to any of you who have seen the Titanic movie. Not the old black and white one, the more recent one with was it Leonardo DiCaprio? Yeah, he was in there. There's a scene where they are in the bowels of the ship in steerage, and the Irish folks are having a party down there, and one of the tunes they play is John Ryan's Polka. So if you've seen the film, you might recognize it.
Okay, so,
This is, we gotta do this.
so, anybody in the audience, familiar with Huddy Ledbetter? Probably not. You hadn't been around in the folky scene back years ago. He was a black fellow who was in prison for murder, maybe legitimately or not, but he was sprung by John Lomax, who actually he got by. He's a brilliant musician. Got by playing his songs. So Lomax was collecting folk music, picked him up and set him up, sent him on tour. He got really famous for a number of songs. Anybody ever heard the song "Goodnight Irene"? That's from him. Anyway, but there was one that he made up called the Rock Island Line, and I thought I'd sort of update it. least relocate it. Now, the idea I had, I don't know if it'll work or not, but the original song,
Okay.
tight space. The original song goes like this. Oh, the Rockland Line is a mighty good road. Oh, the Rockland Line is a road to ride. Rockland Line is a mighty good road. If you want to ride it like you find it, get your ticket at the station on the Rockland Line. Then verses go something like A, B, C, double X, Y, Z. Cats in the corner, but you don't see me. Oh. So I thought I would set it here in Greenport. Oh, and so I made a few stupid verses, and I like to invite other people to make up stupid verses if they feel like. So I'll do a few, and then if anybody thinks about something they want to set out here in the same format, you can go ahead. It would be really cool. I don't think anybody's been drinking yet, right? So anyway, this is the Long Island Line. This is the itchy beard. Oh, the Long Island Line is a mighty good road. Long Island Line is a road to ride. Oh, the Long Island Line is a mighty good road. If you want to ride it, gotta ride it like you find it. Get your ticket at the station on the Long Island Line. L-I-R-R's the line for me. It beats the traffic on the L-I-E. Oh, the Long Island Line, mighty good road. Long Island Line is a road to ride. Oh, the Long Island Line is a mighty good road. If you want to ride it, gotta ride it like you find it. Get your ticket at the station on the Long Island Line. Run to the station, better be on time. Heading out to Greenport on the Northern Line. Oh, the Long Island Line, mighty good road. Oh, the Long Island Line is a road to ride. Long Island Line is a mighty good road. If you want to ride it, gotta ride it like you find it. Get your ticket at the station on the Long Island Line. Greenport, Greenlawn, NYC, gotta change it, Jamaica, but don't blame me. Oh, the Long Island Line, mighty good road. Oh, the Long Island Line is a road to ride. Long Island Line is a mighty good road. If you want to ride it, gotta ride it like you find it. Get your ticket at the station on the Long Island Line. Now this is just my opinion. I know some people do this, but it wouldn't be me. Driving to the city is a lousy pain. You'll feel much better if you take the train. Oh, the Long Island Line is a mighty good road. Long Island Line is a road to ride. Long Island Line is a mighty good road. If you want to ride it, gotta ride it like you find it. Get your ticket at the station on the Long Island Line. Anybody got any idea? Nobody's been drinking yet, have they? Even Ovaltine? Anybody have their Ovaltine this room? Well, let's all together sing the Long Island Line. Oh, the Long Island Line is a mighty good road. Long Island Line is a road to ride. Long Island Line is a mighty good road. If you want to ride, gotta ride like you find it. Get your ticket at the station on the Long Island Line. Oh, the Long Island Line is a mighty good road. Long Island Line is the road to ride. Oh, the Long Island Line, it's a mighty good road. If you want to ride it, gotta ride it like you find it. Get your ticket at the station on the Long Island Line. Thank you very much. So, coming out just right. We'll wrap it up with a famous song, but a version of it that I hadn't heard before.
Now for the grand finale. I think most everyone has heard this, the Wabash Cannonball. Now I associate it with Roy Acuff,
Yes.
who recorded it in 1936. He was one of the early bluegrass country stars. So I thought it was written around that time, and that it was named after an actual train. But no, on both counts. The song actually goes back to the 1880s, and it kind of grew out of like the hobo world. I mean, the hobos would ride the rails, and they would gather in these places called hobo jungles, which would be like a siding or a railroad yard, and they would kind of camp there. And they'd have their friends, and they meet them as they're passing through, going to somewhere else in their journey. And Wabash is, it's the Wabash River in Indiana, but it's also a railroad line there. And for some reason, they came up with the name of the Wabash Cannonball. It was a mythical train. It was a train that the hobos could take to anywhere they wanted to go. And it was also the train that took them to heaven. So that's all in this song. So there's so much more to the song than I really thought there was. And I love the imagery in it.
So we didn't have too much tuning trouble considering we're right by the water on a humid day. And they,
Yeah. From the great Atlantic Ocean to the wild Pacific shore, from sunny California to icebound Labrador, she's mighty tall and handsome and no quite will by all. She's the special combination called Wabash Cannonball. Listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar as she glides along the woodland through hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, it lonesome hobos call while traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. This train she runs to Memphis, Mattoon, and Mexico. She rolls through East St. Louis, and she never does it slow. She flies to Colorado and gives an awful squall. They tell her by the whistle, the Wabash Cannonball. So listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar as she flies along the woodland through the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, the lonesome hobos call while traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. Eastern states are dandy, so the people always say. From New York to St. Louis and Chicago by the way. From the hills of Minnesota where the rippling waters flow, no changes can be taken on the Wabash Cannonball. So listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar as she flies along the woodland through the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine and the lonesome hobos call while traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. Now here's to Boston Blackie, may his name forever stand and always be remembered by folks throughout the land. His earthly days are over and the curtains round him fall. We'll carry him home to victory on the Wabash Cannonball. So listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar as she flies along the woodlands through the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine and lonesome hobos call while traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. While traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball.
well, I guess it's time to thank Don and Ben and everyone for having us come out and play this really, really wonderful place.
Thank you.
And if you're curious about any instruments or anything, come say hi. Good job.
Thank you, everyone, and we'll be back on September 21st with Professor Vincent Quattrochi, a Greenport bard who lives in Dunkirk, New York now, and teaches at Fredonia, but quite well known for his poetry and his musicianship. And he'll be with us here during Maritime Festival, Sunday, 2 o'clock on September 21st. So please come back. Thank you. And thank you.
We will also be here at the Maritime Festival
All right, so
on a Sunday, right?
you guys are playing Sunday too?
Yep.
Look at that. Outstanding.
Over there,
Playing at the same time?
closer to the water.
Well,
We
we're
play it several times
Several times
throughout the day.
Outstanding.
Yeah. Also, let me give a plug for some friends of mine. You guys are going to have the Mud Flats String Band here in October.
Yes, October 12th.
October.
October 12th.
Yeah,
Columbus Day weekend.
So they're not going to fit in here.
Well,
There's like 8 of them.
I suggested to Helen, you need to come down and see the space because it's very intimate.
Yeah.
Intimate, that sounds like a realtor's expression for you can't get in there.
It's very cozy.
Space.
Be careful when you hear somebody say, especially a realtor, oh, it's very cute.
I almost bought a house that was cute.
Was
And then
it cozy?
It was very cute and cozy, and then I had a dream about not having any closets, and I rescinded my offer.
Thank you. Wonderful afternoon of great music. And come back and see these folks on the 21st. Be over in Mitchell Park, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Great. And that whole weekend is sponsored by our sister museum, East End Seaport Foundation and Museum, which is just, you know where it is.
Down the line.
Just down the sidewalk. That's right. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming. Take care. Enjoy that. This was made in 2006. If it doesn't play on old-fashioned CD player, pop it in your computer.
No, I have it on old-fashioned.
Yeah, well, I can't remember, it's been so long. If it does not...
I know them. Thank you, Ryan.
Like you got that. Yeah, well, we were talking about the